All the living Israeli hostages are adjusting to normalcy after their captivity. But Hamas is now stalling the handover of the rest of the hostage remains. This, plus the executions conducted in Gaza, have prompted warnings from President Trump that Israel can resume the fighting if Hamas fails to uphold the ceasefire deal. Here's the latest on these and other stories. Today, the Knesset lowered its flags to half-mast to mark 2 years on the Hebrew calendar since the Hamas attacks on October 7th. Hamas released 2 more bodies to Israel on Wednesday, but 19 bodies are yet to be returned in accordance with the ceasefire. Hamas says it needs more time and special equipment to find the remaining bodies in the rubble of Gaza. In a post on X, U.S. Ambassador Mike Huckabee said, "As grateful as I am for the 20 living hostages set free by President Trump's deal, I will not forget that Hamas still holds the remains of several hostages they murdered, including Americans Itai Chen and Omer Nutra. Pray that they also come home now." President Trump said the horrific conditions in which the hostages were held makes their bodies difficult to find. Israeli charged that the delay is a breach of the ceasefire. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz says he told the Israel Defense Forces to prepare a comprehensive plan to defeat Hamas if necessary. The terror group has reestablished its rule in the streets through intimidation and public executions. The head of CENTCOM called on Hamas to suspend violence and shooting at innocent civilians in Gaza. In a statement, he added, "This is an historic opportunity for peace. Hamas should seize it by fully standing down, strictly adhering to President Trump's 20-point peace plan and disarming without delay." President Trump told CNN in a phone interview, "Israel will return to those streets as soon as I say the word." Meanwhile, the families of the released hostages continue to celebrate their joy at being reunited with their loved ones.
How much I dreamed of this moment, to stand here and say thank you, God. Thank you for the great miracle you did for us at the most special moment possible. To have the privilege of seeing my son together with his 19 friends. That is the greatest miracle there is.
Father of released hostage Eitan Moore encouraged Prime Minister Netanyahu to finish the war.
To achieve this goal, a price must be exacted from Hamas until they surrender and return the hostages. Once all the hostages return to us quickly, Hamas must be destroyed, and the enemy should be encouraged to leave the Gaza Strip, gradually returning the Gaza Strip to the people of Israel.
Some of the hostages are showing signs of returning to normal life. Eviatar David played his guitar in a duet. And Bar Kupperstein, in a post on X, gave thanks to the Creator for saving his life.
In a post on Truth Social, President Trump warned Hamas, "If Hamas continues to kill people in Gaza, which was not the deal, we will have no choice but to go in and kill them." When asked later if his post meant that U.S. troops would go into Gaza, Trump responded,
"No, I didn't say who would go in, but somebody will go in. It's not going to be us. We won't have to. There are people very close, very nearby that will go in. They'll do the trick very easily, but under our auspices."
His comments come as Hamas refuses to lay down its weapons and after a widely seen video of the terror group publicly executing Gazans. There are reports that it's fighting other clans in Gaza in a power struggle. Israel accuses Hamas of breaking the Trump-mediated agreement by not returning all the deceased hostages yet. Only 9 have been returned so far, with 19 more still held in Gaza.
A callous, barbaric terror group is continuing to hold onto these bodies as their families innocently wait to give their loved ones a dignified Jewish burial. Now, this is what Israel is up against, and the Prime Minister is determined, committed, and is working tirelessly to return all of our fallen hostages.
Still, Israel is allowing the flow of aid into Gaza despite not receiving all the hostages back yet. The IDF received 2 bodies early Thursday, the last female hostage in Bar Haiman and Bedouin IDF Master Sergeant Mohammed al-Atresh. Meanwhile, the Israeli army continues to strike potential threats. In Lebanon, the IDF is striking what it called Hezbollah terrorist infrastructure, which the group is using to rebuild. Lebanese President Joseph Aoun called for direct negotiations with Israel and reportedly published on his homepage a speech by a member of parliament saying, "The time has come to end the conflict with Israel and move towards stability and prosperity." In Yemen, Houthi rebels said their chief of staff, a major general, died of wounds sustained in an Israeli airstrike, most likely in August. Back in Israel, 2 of the hostages released earlier this week are home from the hospital. Captivity survivors Eitan Horn and Nimrod Cohen received huge heroes' welcomes as they returned to their hometowns of Kfar Saba and Rehovot. Julie Stahl, CBN News, Jerusalem.